What's going on, people, and welcome back to Game Week 10 recap for the Premier League fixtures. So first up we had Brighton versus Leeds. Finished 3-0 to Brighton. Pretty convincing win, if I'm honest. I feel like Leeds they don't score enough goals. They're very open at times. They've got a few results so far, but I did expect Brighton to win this one, and that's kind of what happened. Welbeck on the score sheet again. Very underrated player in the league for me, Welbeck. Gomez with 2, and as I said, very convincing home win for Brighton in this one. Leeds didn't threaten too much. Minter was very good and involved a lot. Routine win, really. Next up we had Burnley taking on Arsenal. Burnley been in some pretty decent form recently and making it difficult for other teams, but against Arsenal it was going to take everything that needed to go their way for them to get a result, and Arsenal won 2-0. Great goal from Rice, very well taken. And Gyökeres got on the score sheet in a rare occasion. I feel like he's majorly flopped since he's come. So got a couple of few goals now, but I'm still not that impressed by him. So he's going to need to continue proving himself, to me at least, because he hasn't won me over in my head. But gets a goal in this one nonetheless, and Rice with a well taken one. Convincing win for Arsenal. Burnley had the odd sort of half chance, but yeah, as you'd expect, Arsenal come away with the 3 points in the 2-0 away win. Crystal Palace 2, Brentford 0. Thought that this one could potentially be a draw. If not, I would have gone for a Palace home win. Mateta on the score sheet and an own goal from the captain of Brentford with Collins at the back. Brentford had a little few chances here and there, but overall, from what I saw, Palace definitely deserved the win. Brentford not at their best in this one. It's no shade on any team though to lose to Palace the way they're playing at the moment. So I think they'll be fine, Brentford. But another 3 points for Palace. They're a fantastic team, and get another 3 points in this one. 2-0 home win. Fulham 3, Wolves 0, and he has been sacked, the manager. Even though he got given a new contract recently, that's now going to cost the club more to sort of pay him out, as they've got rid of him. Red card in this one as well for Wolves, with Agbadou getting a red card in the 36th minute. There's always going to be uphill from there as well. They were already 1-0 down at that point. Sessegnon with the opener. Harry Wilson with a delightful finish, and Mosquera with an own goal. So, yeah, Wolves I definitely think will go down. They've been a pretty decent side over the last few years, but obviously losing certain key players and people in charge at the helm as well at times. Questionable sackings and stuff. Fulham are a decent side, know how to get it done in this league, and another great performance from them. 3-0 at home. Nottingham Forest 2, Manchester United 2. For a United win in this one on my predictions. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold on. Gibbs White, Casemiro, Savannah and Diallo with the goals. Diallo's goal was fantastic. Technique, confidence, superb finish. I think United probably should have held on in this one, but couldn't quite. But after being 1-0 up, it was disappointing to end on a 2-2. When these are the sort of games we kind of need to be winning to, if we want to be taken seriously. Maybe we would have lost this one another time or another season, but I still wanted the 3 points from how the game started. But we come away with a point, 2-2. Tottenham 0, Chelsea 1. I did think that this would be pretty close. I went with a Chelsea win though, and they did come out on top. Very stop-start game though, this one. A lot of time being wasted in this one as well. João Pedro with the goal. Could have had 3 or 4, to be honest, with the chances he had. But Vicario made some saves, and a combination of that and Pedro being wasteful as well. Tottenham, they were pretty poor, to be honest. They didn't deserve anything from the game. Other than Vicario, I thought the squad was terrible, how they performed. And Chelsea, as I said, they could have won 4 or 5-0. So, yeah, the scoreline definitely complements Tottenham in a weird way than it could have even looked. So 1-0 really doesn't tell the story of this game, because Chelsea really should have won by more. 1-0 though, away from home against a London rival, which considered a big 6 team, but they're not really, are we, if we're facing it, if we're actually telling the truth. But good away win for Chelsea. Liverpool 2, Aston Villa 0. I did think that this one might be a draw because of the recent form of both teams, but Liverpool stepped up, needed a result, and Salah on the half-time mark scored, and then Gravenberch not long after in the second half with a nice finish. Villa were pretty poor. didn't create a ton of chances. And yeah, Liverpool definitely deserved this one. It was a kind of reverse of form coming into the game from what the result was. Like Villa were the more form team coming into it than Liverpool, but Liverpool at home got the job done and a much needed 3 points. Sunday we had 2 games. We had West Ham versus Newcastle. I did predict a Newcastle win in this one, but West Ham ran out 3-1 winners. They can be tricky for teams, especially at home, but I still think Newcastle have a better squad overall, but they just didn't turn up for the game. So Murphy opened the scoring for Newcastle, and then they just kind of, I don't know if they got too relaxed, too complacent, but Paqueta, Souček and Botman with an own goal. So yeah, West Ham deserve credit for coming back into this one with the form they've been showing recently as well, struggling. Much needed 3 points, and it could kickstart their season a bit. We'll have to wait and see, but I think Newcastle will be very disappointed with this result, and they should be. 3-1 win for West Ham. Manchester City 3, Bournemouth 1. Bit disappointed in this one for Bournemouth, as I felt like they could go there and get a result, but didn't quite work out. Haaland with a brace, and O'Reilly getting his debut goal, and Adams getting one for Bournemouth. But, I mean, they did create a few chances, Bournemouth, but didn't make enough of the chances they created. City were pretty comfortable, and yeah, I just expected a bit more from Bournemouth in this one, but that is a compliment in itself to show how far along they've come. And they definitely bounce back. I wouldn't be surprised if they win the next game. So 3-1 win for City. Haaland with a brace. They found it hard to deal with him. Some poor defending in this one though from Bournemouth, that they might have even got a result if they'd have defended better at times, even with the chances that they missed, because there were questionable for at least 2 of the goals that they should have done a lot better on defensively, but they didn't. And as a result of that, come out 3-1 loss against City. And then lastly for game week 10, we had Sunderland versus Everton. I predicted a 1-0 for Sunderland in this, and it was a 1-1, so pretty close to achieving it, but I felt it was a tale of 2 halves, this one. Everton were better in the first half, and Sunderland put a heap of pressure on in the second half. Managed to get a goal through Xhaka just after half-time. Ndiaye opening the scoring for Everton with a fantastic individual solo effort. But Xhaka ran the game for Sunderland in this one. Tale of 2 halves, though, and I think Sunderland probably could have gone on to nick it with the amount of pressure they were piling on after they got their equaliser. They probably will feel the more hard done by in this game at the final whistle on the balance of things, but they'll still be reasonably happy with a point, but they would have wanted 3, obviously, but they've already got points on the board this season. They're having a fantastic start so far, so a point, they'll take it, but I think that they probably edged this one, so they probably should have got the 3 points, but 1-1. So that's it for the recap, guys, for game week 10. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know how your team did. Don't forget to subscribe on the way out. Leave a thumbs up. Share it to your friends. The target is 3,000 subscribers by the end of 2026. No excuses. Let's go.